So this month is very special for Stuff, and we've pulled out all the stops for our July issue to commemorate that sporting event otherwise known as the Olympic Games. You might have heard of it. And this is our first celebrity cover ever. Well, actually, it's our first 3. Now, as you've probably guessed, we got Mark Cavendish on board, the fastest man on 2 wheels, who gives us a guided tour of the bike he's hoping to ride to a gold medal. We also bagged champion heptathlete Jessica Ennis and the man whose sprinting achievements have earned him the nickname Lightning Bolt. Yes, we're talking about Usain Bolt, with each athletics star gracing their own Olympics special edition cover. Now, we went down to Mark Cavendish's cover shoot to say hi and see if he was ready for his close-up. Turns out he was more than ready, helping us make his Stuff Olympic cover the best it could be. And of course, we just had to have a few words with the Manx missile himself, where he tells us all about his preparation for the big race, gaming on the road, and his trusty steed.
Between 75 and 80 kilometres an hour normally. Don't know what that is in miles an hour, but that's the last few hundred metres of a race, yeah. You know, the average race, like, we'll do 250 kilometre race, and it'll take a little over 5 hours, so you want 45 to 50 kilometres an hour average for that distance. So we work with SRM, it's a German company that make power meters. So our cranks have little strain gauges in, stress gauges, and they have a few in, so the whole pedal revolution, it's gauging how much stress there is, and it can calculate how many watts you're putting out, the power you're putting out. I don't really train with a heart rate monitor, but that's a personal thing, and most of the guys do. But I use the SRM box, the power meter, a lot in racing and training. Mm-hmm. So you see on a lot of other manufacturers have a sloping top tube anyway. Mm-hmm. Mine, it's a standard 50 centimetre frame on the head tube, but then the seat tube where the top tube meets that, it's like a 46. So it's like a sloping top. So it's a standard dogma, just with a sloping top, so it looks a bit different to the others. It adds stiffness. The smaller and compact the frame, the stiffer it is, you know. Mm-hmm. And that's important for sprinting. And my bars and stem, we use Pro, which is a component manufacturer, and I've got a signature line with them. All right. And we developed the stem. We developed it to be 1, aerodynamic, 2, stiffness, pulling a lot on the handlebars during a sprint, so I wanted it to really withstand that and not flex, so got a really beefy stem. They look like normal bars, normal alloy, ergonomic bars, but if you cut out, it's a different cross-section. Normal bars are hollow and round. Mm-hmm. Now we've got like a cross-section of metal inside on the top bit, so that makes them stiff. So it adds a bit of weight. They're not the lightest bars and stem. You know, it's about a compromise between the weight and the stiffness, and what we gain from stiff is definitely worth it. Then we have Shimano Di2 components, brakes, and gears. Di2 is electronic, so obviously the brakes are normal cables like old school, but the gears they change electronically. But the most important thing for me is you can have 2 different places to change gear, you know. So we have the places on the brake levers like normal, but I also have these satellite shifters on my handlebars, which are kind of, instead of changing my finger, I can change my thumb on the handlebars. They look like little nipples coming out of the handlebars. So when I'm in the drops, instead of having to reach and change gear, if I'm outside, I can just flick it with my thumb and it'll change gear. So cycling's quite restricted now. It's governed by a set of rules. As Formula One, that there's limits to what you can do. The bike has to be certain dimensions. You can't have fairings in certain places, which is meant to make the playing field more level, but it's really restricting the progression of bike technology, you know.
You're saying you read stuff, is that right?
I have done for years, like, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. When I'm not too tired, I'll game, whether it's on the Vita, whether it's on the iPad. That's when I'm travelling, like, I'd be lost without my Kindle, and now my iPad, like, you know. We were sponsored by HTC, the team, so I always had the latest HTCs. I like gadgets, yeah, I like stuff. Yeah.
It's promising to be the techiest Olympics ever. So if you haven't already bought your July issue of Stuff magazine, you'd better hotfoot it over to your local newsagents now.